Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
We'll call it even.
Pay me in britches.
The show is about to begin.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
The bar is open. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a special edition of the Titty and Shiner Show because we are taping off schedule. This is episode 75. My name is Big Titty, and we are 3/4 of the way to our cake, our very first cake, meaning episode 100 usually gets you a cake for everybody to split, right?
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that. I wasn't paying attention. We are almost there.
Yeah, we're 3/4 of the way to the cake.
Does COVID quarantine keep up? We're going to get there quicker than we thought.
I know, man. I'm a little bit relieved in that San Francisco hunkered down in the middle of March, in the third week of March, and thus far they have had the least deaths per capita and the least positives per capita of anywhere else in the United States.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So if you don't think staying home makes a difference, there you have it.
Yeah. Yeah, they hunkered in the third week of March, and it's showing.
Well, did you see that the mayor of Los Angeles is now offering cash rewards for snitching off people that aren't social distancing?
Yeah, and for everybody who has just had to go to an Easter-type service today or tomorrow, today being Saturday, tomorrow being Sunday and Easter, lots of communities are threatening these people with fines and jail time and all sorts of stuff. And I find that is kind of a rough punishment considering what it is. You know, you want the freedom to gather and the freedom to have religion, but you know, maybe you could take the Easter off on this one because none of the other Sundays seem to have mattered that much.
I feel like this could backfire because if they're offering cash and people are after money right now, what's to stop people from getting out of their house to go get the information to snitch off your fellow man? So I mean, couldn't it backfire and there be a lot more people out and about than were originally going to be out and about?
Could you imagine just a bunch of people just like roaming around, just being like, "I got you. I got you too.
I got you. What your name is? I'm not telling you my name. What your name is?
It just seems
telling
weird
you
to
my
me.
name.
My name is Dan
Fogelberg.
Fogelberg.
With that.
My first name is Sheesmai. My last name is Chirpy.
I just don't. I saw something floating around, kind of a meme talking about we should step back and realize how easy it was for the government to take control, and it listed out all the, and it kind of scared you, like, oh God, yeah, okay.
What do those things include?
I mean, telling you, that you shouldn't leave your house and shutting businesses down, and I mean, just if you really step back and start thinking,
I mean, the government said, "Hey, you guys really need to do this," and everybody was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of did it. You know?
I mean, it's that sheep's personality, that sheep's just do what you told kind of thing,
You know what though? This deal about this deal that is still gaining speed and steam online about this is a hoax. There's no problem with COVID. I still can't get over that. I mean.
No, and I won't buy into it because, you've got a nurse and I've got a cousin who's a nurse. Both of them do the same thing. They're dealing with COVID stuff, and
it's real.
It's very real. So
very real, Yeah, people are like, this is just propaganda. The government's doing this and that. And there's all these free beds here and there. Well, there are because people stayed home. I mean, yeah, there are places they do have extra beds.
Well, yeah, because people are not getting elective surgeries, scheduled bypasses, angioplasty, all that mess.
That brings. You want a Walmart story?
Sure.
Oh, dude. So yesterday I go to Walmart. Right? Because the nurse is getting stuff together to leave. I need Copenhagen while she's going to be on the road.
Of course you do.
Yeah, so I mask up. I get my mask and I jump in the truck and I go to Walmart, right? So
you go to the neighborhood market up from your house, right?
Yeah, the one right up the road.
Okay.
The first thing I notice when I go into Walmart is typical for Oklahomans, just like you talked about. We live in a state where if there's a tornado, you take a glass of whiskey outside and you see if you can see it,
Yep.
So I walk into Walmart and I'm thinking there's going to be, CDC came out and said, if you go into public, you need to wear a mask. Well, one out of about every 5 to 10 people is wearing a mask. Nobody's got a mask on. I'm like, this is kind of concerning. The first thing I see when I walk in there is a woman who has a mask on. She's got gloves on, and she's got one of those surgical hair nets on her head. And she's wiping the basket down. But in the basket, in the front part of the basket, there are 3 toddlers that have 0 PPE on. And I'm like, what is wrong with this broad? You're that concerned about yourself, but screw the kids.
Well, now, in her rescue, I'm just going to talk about my kids in general, who my kids are fantastic, extremely smart. I mean, you hear me bragging about them all the time.
Right.
If I was going to try to keep a surgical mask on all 3 of those at the same time when they were toddlers, hell no, it wouldn't happen. I'd get the first one back on, and by the time I'm putting the third one on, the first one's done, ripped it off and thrown the floor. And
I thought about that too, but my neighbors next door got 2 toddlers, and those little girls are very aware of what's going on, and they don't want to get the virus. Like, they'll tell you straight up. And if they leave the house, they got them on. They ain't giving their mom or dad a problem one.
Well, it's because they've been taught about the virus and all that mess and what it can do. It's been driven into their heads. This other mom probably didn't think much about it. They're 18 months old. They're not really going to understand. And, oh, crap, I got to go get the mail. Hang on. I'll be right back.
So anyway, I go through my deal. I grab some beer. I grab some milk. I go up to get some Copenhagen. So I'm standing in, Walmart's got those 2. We only have 2 lines you can get tobacco in.
Right.
So I'm standing in one of them, and I hear a cough behind me. And I turn around, and this chick that's in her mid-20s is every bit of only, 9 inches from. And I'm like, hey, here's the deal. Walmart did this really cool deal and spent some money, and those squares on the floor are each 6 feet apart. You need to get away from me. Well, about that time, her boyfriend, I guess, steps around the corner and says, hey, you talking shit to my old lady? And I'm like, I'm not talking shit. I'm just telling her she needs to get away from me or we're going to have a problem. So he mouths off something, and I tell him, I said, hey, man, you're talking a lot of shit to some dude holding a whole gallon of milk. I don't have a problem whipping your ass with a gallon of milk today. Well, that turned into a fiasco. So, long story short, I'm grounded from Walmart again.
Oh, no, you're kicked out again?
Out again, dude. Like,
That's funny.
I'm sorry, but I told you the story about my brother spraying the dude with the wand at the car wash, didn't I?
No.
Oh, my brother was washing his truck the other day in a little town that he lives in. Got a couple dudes that are homeless. They're known to walk around and ask for change. So the dude walks up into the car washing bay and asking my brother for money, but he's coughing. And my brother said, hey, man, you need to step away from me. And he said he keeps walking at me. And my brother said, I don't know, man. I've never been sprayed with one, but it looks like when you get sprayed with a wand at the car wash, it hurts really bad. I said, you doused him? He said, oh, I blasted that dude, man. Which is great because my brother didn't take this serious at all when it first started. And now my brother is on total lockdown. I mean,
oh, and I'll bet Bobby's just having fun with this.
Bobby's climbing the walls. And you know what? We should do that one of our extra episodes. We should interview Bobby one night. Bobby would love that. If you guys don't know, you haven't followed us very long, I've got a nephew named Bobby who's he's half Filipino. And if you have never met a redneck Asian, this will make your day. I mean, this kid is 1 in a million at least.
He's half Filipino and he hates Asian people. No lie.
True story. True story.
And for God's sakes, don't call him Asian.
Don't.
Oh,
you're going to have a fight on your hands.
Because
he'll tell you straight up he's white.
He knows every word in the book and he knows how to use them and he knows how to use them well. He's kind of a filthy language wordsmith, and he's 6 years old.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's 6.
Oh yeah, yeah. Getting told to go to hell from this kid is fun.
Oh man, the best is when he started talking smack about Asians, and his mother got on to him and said she didn't like that because it was racist. And he said, "Well, I'm sorry, I don't like Asian men." And she said he's got 2 half brothers, and she said, "Well, Bobby, your brothers are Asian," and he said, "I just told you I don't like Asian men." He's hilarious, man. We should interview him one night. It would be fun.
God, and
poor Donnie will be up late trying to edit all the stuff he says. But
oh, it'll be a riot. It'll be a riot for sure. My God.
We would just have to give you like a PSA at the beginning of the episode, and like, hey, we're not going to bleep any of this. We just can't keep up with all of it.
No, because if we're gonna have a 6-year-old on that's cussing, I think we ought to do him at least the justice of not covered him up with a honking horn or a buzzer.
You got to hear him to really appreciate it. Like filthiest mouth you've ever heard on a kid ever, man.
You ever have any fun on your vacations? And when I say fun, I mean just like almost going off the deep end because you're either doing something stupid, you're trying to show off in front of somebody, or it just looked like the right thing to do at the time?
On vacation, I did that on Thursday.
Well, I know I've had it done several times, and we were down in Belize and a zip line tour of the jungle. Thank you. Sends me a message right in the middle of the podcast, and he's sitting right next to me. I got it, by the way. Thank you. Anyhow, doing the zip line. And so I'm hanging on to the device that's running down the zip line, and I'm hanging from it with a safety harness and a carabiner and a backup carabiner. And one of the carabiners breaks off of my safety harness, and the other carabiner looks like it's a 97-cent one from Walmart that you put your keys on. And I'm hanging on to this device like nobody's business. I mean, like my life.
How far up in the
depended on
canopy
it.
are you?
Probably 110 feet off the ground, about halfway down, and I'm hanging on to this thing for dead life because this Walmart special carabiner keychain.
Your life literally hangs by it.
Literally hangs by this thing in my grip. And I don't know if my grip was that good or if that little carabiner was that good, but made it to the other side. Did kind of see death coming there. And the only thing I could think was, I'm going to die like a damn fucking hot dog.
What?
I'm going to die like a hot dog.
A hot dog?
I'm going to get skewered on the way down to all these trees.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around you zip lining.
I haven't been fat forever.
Oh, because I was going to say, I bet you could get some fucking steam going up on the zip line, dude.
Shit.
I bet you get some. There was one. There was an F. But
yeah, that's
I bet you could get some steam going on a zip line, dude. We're talking like NASCAR speed.
It would never be the speed of a monkey's throat, but yeah, you're right.
I relayed that story earlier today to somebody. That's
you really?
Still one of my favorite stories of all time. That monkey taking you out with a stick.
With a stick, throw a stick at a monkey and it comes back at 5 times the speed you threw it at, and 10 times.
Like it was on a string.
Oh, it's like it was on like it was on its own zip line, like a powered zip line, headed right toward my face. Yeah. Anyways, we've done some vacationing in the past and done some cool stuff, but I just found out from Donnie that he actually backpacked Europe for a while.
Yeah, this was years ago though, but yeah, I have one pretty good story. It was so I went out to check out the Northern Europe area. Went to Copenhagen, the Netherlands, the UK, and well, anyway, so this particular one took place in Amsterdam. Me and my buddies were down in Amsterdam, and we we got to our our hostel space, and well, it was not a hostel, but like kind of like a rental apartment.
It was like